Hey friends, it is late August. I totally missed putting in my seeds early this month just because vacations and stuff like that, and now we have Hurricane Laura. So my plan is I'm gonna do a lot of cleaning and prep the beds just so that once this hurricane passes I can quickly put my seeds in, and I will probably put some seeds indoors and start growing there just so that I can catch up. I have a good 90 to 100 days before our first frost, so I still have some time. Our temperatures are really high still. I think right now it's 97 degrees. It is getting in the probably low mid or to high 70s at night, so it's starting to get a little cool, which would benefit a lot. My drip system is really working, so I'm excited for that because I was able to leave. It is really sad right now because I am going to clean out a lot of what I have in the beds. That was Layla running from a bee. She thinks we have the deadly hornets. I don't know, it does look like one, but anyways. Let me take you over there so you can see our mess. I mean, our backyard is sort of messy. Oh yeah, she's screaming. Let's go check it out. This is what the entrance looks like, and as you can see, hey, right here, this one potato vine is just taking over, so I'm gonna cut her down because I think she is causing some more bugs to come and attack my new peppers. These are all new peppers that I put here. This is where I have the potatoes, and I've got some rosemary here as well. The peppers are being attacked by aphids just like everything else in my garden, and we don't want that at all. So I need to do some heavy cleaning. I need to get rid of these aphids, and I tried to do a borax solution. Like, see, my youngest daughter helped me put it out here, and I think it helped a little bit, but not enough. All right, so let me show you this other bit, but I will say that I have a lot of aphids. And they're driving me nuts, and I'm trying different solutions. I know that the ants carry them, so at least I know what my problem is, and I have to get rid of the ants. I still have some, but I need to get rid of the plants that are infested, and that's gonna take up a lot of what I have. This is one of the beds that's really waiting on some new seeds. The Victoria Blue Salvia has been doing really good. I'm definitely going to repeat that. It's been blooming constantly. Even this one that snapped a little bit, you see it snapped on both sides here, so I've got one hanging over there which I'm going to take off, but you see all this new growth. I've got some lavender here that is pretty much done, even though we're still getting some blooms here. And my pumpkin is doing okay, but not this one. Like, what happened here? Not sure. No, it might just be that it didn't get enough water here from our trip. No, you know, it's pretty moist. I don't know what happened. But even like my green beans, these are done. I need to get rid of all this stuff. This is my daughter. The other one over here is my zinnias, and they're just too much now, and they're not even together. They're all over the place, and like you can see right here, I have a big gap that's just kind of dead. On this bed, the blue salvia has been amazing to me. I really do love it, and this one started coming back, but it kind of stayed in this weird shape, but we might get it to fill in. We got a lot of new growth on these marigolds, so I will keep this one. But tomatoes here didn't do really good, so I might just take these off. This is an Armenian cucumber that's just started to grow, so maybe we can get some of that next month or so. But you see this on the zinnia side. I actually like that I have to kind of walk through it, but it's just too much. And then I have these two pots here that are not getting enough sun. Then on this side, this just looks too ugly to be here in the front, so I think this one is gonna go. And then my peppers, I've got some bell peppers here that started to grow now, but look, see, aphid galore. Let's keep going. My little tomatoes, these super sweet 100s need to be cut back a lot. I think that now we're starting to get some blooms and they're sticking around, but I just have a lot going on that maybe it's too much for it. The sun is really hitting this bed a lot, so I'm just gonna quickly tell you what's here. I still have a tomato, Mexican sour gherkins that I don't have any gherkins from. It's still too hot and they're not surviving. I got another one over there on that side, and these are two new starts from our local nursery. I got a few where the peppers came from, and they look like they're doing pretty good. But over here on this side, I have zucchini and squash that are getting powdery mildew. And do you see that squash over there? It's just getting, like, it just looks really bad. So I'm not sure if this was a good spot for it. And it's also, this is a zucchini that's also getting attacked, and it's full of aphids. So the aphids are transferring from here over to these peppers. All of these peppers are starting to get it, and it's really devastating. It really is. I didn't know it would get this out of control. And then over here, progress. I'm still working on that end over there, but I truly do love that I moved the compost bin here. It's much closer, even though it's, you know, it's not far at all, but it really makes a difference when you're walking out here every day. My pumpkins, they're beautiful, aren't they? Yep, they are here and they are dying. They are struggling really bad with aphids. I mean, this is aphid hallway or a walkway, whatever you want to call it. Terrible, huh? I mean, I have to get rid of all this because it's just going to continue to spread. So the idea is I'm going to go ahead and harvest the carrots. I think that I need to clear out this bed and leave it just for tomatoes. And you see I've got some of these too that I need to get rid of. I don't know if aphids is attracted to it or it's attracted to aphids. I'm not sure, but I don't like them. They don't look cool. And then look at my cucumbers. I spent so much time taking care of these cucumbers, and then from one day to the other, the aphids just started attacking. And I will say that I have not been consistent with treating it. So that is my fault. I'm not gonna blame what I've been using. It's just that it's just gotten ahead of me, especially with installing the drip and working and just the normal. But over here, the tomato that I put from the nursery is doing really well. I've got something else that's eating my stuff. You see, like all the leaves, all the new leaves. So I think I just need to do some really heavy cleaning and let those bugs leave, let the hurricane kind of do its thing, prep my beds. Squash, you see right here, starting to get it too. Look at how horrible it gets. It's just terrible. My begonias were doing great, and then now they're not. Something is taking the leaves, maybe. This is my daughter. She tried to help me with the borax. I will say that I'm not seeing as many ants, so that's a good sign. The squash is doing good, but if I don't do something about it right now, it's not going to. This is a volunteer, and then I've got one carrot that survived. Everything else is kind of not doing well. Even my cabbage here, if you notice the color of it, that's because we used the neem oil, and just like when you touch it, like if I touch it, it turns. Well, I did that after I sprayed neem oil on it, and then it's never looked the same. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with those yet. Then over here, this bed's pretty empty. It's got some volunteer tomatoes. The zucchini got attacked by aphids. That thing is just getting ginormous. I need to clean out the sunflowers. And the zinnias on this side, you can tell, look, they're just getting too much. I love the zinnias, but I think these are just too wild for the raised beds. It's just too much, and I don't have room for them. They need like some really good staking, or I just didn't cut them in time. Even though I tried on this one, I tried a little bit better than I did on the last time. But in here is my celery, and it looks like they're good companions, so I'm not arguing that piece, but they are taking over too much of my space. The squash, I have a lot of squashes because that's what my local garden center had. Just a lot of squash and tomatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning some of this up because it looks like my neighbor is cutting the lawn, and I don't want that to really disturb. But you know, look at my basil. My basil is doing really good. That's one from seed. And then this is the one from the a seedling start. And then I had some volunteers here I wanted to show you. I mean, I've got some good stuff going on, but mostly it's being attacked by aphids. Look at these volunteers. They just tipped over, but look at the front or at the tips. They've been eating away. And I haven't found the caterpillars, so I don't know. It's something that's eating it at night. So I have a lot of work right now. I'm going to try to do as most as I can today, because tomorrow I think we might get Laura. It's either tomorrow night, Thursday for sure she hits. So she's a category 3 so far. We are further out from Houston, the large city, so we don't get hit as bad, but we basically can't do anything. We can't leave, and it's just, you know, terrible. But anyways, let's get started. You see the difference? Oh my goodness. I did. I cut the zinnias down as much as I could because I think if they're shorter, they are contained better, and hopefully they are okay with the winds and all that. The only thing I want to keep is the zucchini in this corner. This one, it's just pretty. I'm just gonna leave it there. And I did trim the celery at the base, just so that it wasn't constantly hitting here. There was a lot of dead, like this was just a lot of dead. Here it goes. Now I gotta keep going before I have no more sun. And it's sort of empty now. If you're wondering, I did cut the zinnias, and this time I cut them short. You can see some of these are coming out, and they were almost blooming, but I didn't want to have the same mistake as before. And I did come back and trimmed a lot of the green beans and gave them a little bit of airflow. There's still a lot of green beans in there. And I had to just cut this off. I don't think it's gonna survive. But I'm getting rid of everything that has aphids. I gave this begonia a little trim just because there's a lot of new growth coming in. Oh, forgot to take it out. But that's what it is. And I'm actually leaving this out here, so I'm gonna put that in the trash bag. All this has aphids. And then I'm gonna still come back and trim maybe a little bit more over here, because I think this already has aphids. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that off. Oh, one thing I forgot is I did cut off the remaining lettuces that I have. There's a lot of seed pods in here, which I'm just gonna hang this and let it dry so I can keep some of that lettuce seed. I'm not gonna do much to this bed, even though the only thing that I have to do is to harvest the carrots. But I'm gonna leave them just a little bit longer. My sister's gonna come over and she loves the carrots, so I'm gonna have her snack on that. This raised bed is one of my favorites, just because it's always been so green and producing. You see all the peppers? It's just loaded with peppers, and I was thinking of coming back and probably cutting some of it off. I really don't know how to do this. I mean, I want it to save the peppers, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna harvest the peppers from the top and trim it and probably spray it down tonight. I trimmed them up and I completely removed the squash and zucchini. It just had too many aphids, and I'm thinking I'm just creating a home for them, keeping them here, and they haven't produced anything. I've harvested one squash only. Over here is everything that I took off from the peppers, and all of this is full of the nastiness, and these are all the peppers that I was able to get from it. So I'm actually pretty excited of this. The sun is beating me, but I wanted you to see. Let me try to focus. I guess it's not gonna let me, but it actually looks beautiful. There we go, out there. This is my favorite view. So I'm gonna cut back on some of these right now and probably trim some stuff from here, and that's it. Well, I ran out of lights. Sorry if it got dark there. It's 8:30, almost 9 o'clock, and I did a lot. I might just finish tomorrow, so this will probably be a 2-day video, because I still need to come back and spray. I don't want those aphids to keep hanging around. Let me show you everything I did. All that is gone, and that's my new zinnia pack. Now I think I'm still gonna cut it back a lot because these are just too long, but I didn't want to completely wipe all the zinnias yet. I think I have some separation issues, and I still have, you know, some more cleaning over here to go. It is day 2 of cleaning. It's just funny. Let me show you what I did, because I think it was really late last night and pretty dark. So you see my zinnias. And if you come over here, you know, I'm still trying to fix that, but I don't know if I showed you, but I did remove the tomatoes that I had here because they'd been here for a while and not producing anything, and it freed up all this space. Sorry, that looks pretty bad, but my dog did that, and we're fixing it. And all this is still a mess. I have plans for this area now that it's empty. But just to give you a glimpse of what it looks like right now, it's pretty bare. And I still have some more cleaning to do, and the storm seems to not be heading this way, so I might be able to put my seeds sooner than I expected. So it still doesn't look too bad, but this is my cleanup right now. I'm going to clean up this area and this one, since I didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. Wow, my my shears, my gloves. Disregard that I can't drink water. First bed I'm gonna clear up, and hopefully I get 3 done today and we'll be done. And there it is. I'm gonna leave some of those for now until I get new ones in, and I only left one of the Brussels sprouts. The other ones just seem too sick, and I don't think I was gonna get much from them, but took all that off. And I also left one tomato. That one seems to look pretty healthy. And if you look down here, I've got tomatoes growing everywhere. So I'm probably going to grab some of these and transplant them. Oh, and then over here too, look, I've got some marigolds in there. So I'm probably gonna keep that, oops, sorry. I'm probably gonna keep that there as well. On this bed, I think I'm just going to trim the potato vine, and I'm gonna remove the tomatoes because they shouldn't have been here in the first place. I put the wrong ones. I thought they were the tiny treats, and it's a super sweet 100, and they get crazy, and it's 4 plants. So it's just too much there. So much for my pumpkins. I moved it a little bit and it just broke off like that, and it just looks ugly and nasty. And then I opened it, kind of looks like peanut butter, and I found something eating it inside. There's like a, see right here, a little worm in there. Yeah, there's little bugs. I don't know what that is. Anyways, I am done. Oh, I did have a wasp nest that I almost messed with. I'll show you right now. It looks pretty bare and it looks pretty sad, but it's really sad, but I'm excited because that means I get to experiment again. Wasp is right here. See my friend? So let me show you the home. You see it? Well, that's pretty clean. It is pretty clean over there. And I just moved over, and that one's so bare. I took a lot of it off from there. It's mainly all right here. I had a lot of cantaloupe that was in the very back. It was just time to go. And this is what it looks like now. Just a quick tour of the emptiness. It's not too bad, but it's sad looking. I think the same thing is happening to these. I'm just gonna have to pull them because it has aphids and I have to trash it. But you know, I did want to show you. Look, my zinnias are gonna flower. So I'm excited for those. I didn't cut those down. Alright. And that's just how my first year is gonna go here. Just a lot of trial and errors, and you know, weather and everything. Just insects has been my biggest issue. This isn't a fake smile. I'm okay. It does look sad though. So I think next year I might do a little bit of like put some stuff on the fence. Maybe some colorful stuff that I can easily switch back and forth, because that's what I'm missing. I think I'm missing some really nice color. And then the next video is going to be of my seeds. So I'm going to show you what I have. I'm nearing the end of August and I'm cutting my time short, but I ordered some seeds from Baker Creek that I've never tried before, and so I'm gonna plant as much as I can and just see what I can grow. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna clean. I think some's mine.